Hi, this is Will Stewart from OnlineChessLessons.net, and today I'm going to be presenting one of my own games. I think it's the first time I've actually done this, and it was played in, I think, November 2010 when I was living in Buenos Aires, and yeah, it was a nice bit of preparation I had lined up for International Master Germán Della Morte. Saw 2,400 players, so he kind of walked into a line a little unprepared. So he was playing white, and I was playing black. So starting off, going into the, I like to play the Sicilian sometimes. So pretty standard moves here. White is trying to fight for control of the center and develop his pieces, and black is just you're trying to achieve a dynamic, imbalanced position where you're going to have good chances to win. So not really an opening you play very much to draw. So the move a6 here is characterized as, okay, so you're either most likely going to be entering the Najdorf now. And so bishop g5 is very, very aggressive line, but I personally am not a huge fan of this move because it's just been analyzed to death, and so you got to know a lot of theory. So I prepared this sideline, hoping to kind of catch some people off guard with it, because it's not very popular because it actually doesn't work. I don't think when I looked at it with computers, it seems that there's a piece sacrifice that kind of refutes the line. So yeah, queen f3. These are book moves, standard book moves, and now h6. This is where I decided to deviate. I believe that the typical plan in this position is I see b5 a lot at the top levels, and the idea is after queen f3, you see queen c7 to answer e5 with bishop b7, and no need to be afraid of this. It happens, white trying to go with a positional grind here sometimes, but not too dangerous. I think black usually can manage a draw in those, so not so popular. So bishop e7 is the sideline, and now queen f3 and h6. And h6 is kind of like, okay, well, what are you going to do with the bishop? And white, you don't want to just give away this dark squared bishop for free. Black is going to have a very easy game after that. So bishop h4, and now g5, whammy. And so now the game just goes into complete mess. And if you're not familiar with the preparation, and you never looked at it with a computer, this is going to be pretty tough. So I was banking on that. It's kind of a gamble. And so f takes g5, and now knight h7. I don't think is so good. Maybe I want to say g6 is possible. Maybe that's the move here. Not 100%. Just knight h7 is really not. It's just not the move. I think g6 is maybe the idea, and black's gonna have some pretty weak pawns. Maybe this is something along these lines. I don't know. Knight h7 is not the main line. So the idea is knight fd7. Which, you want to go to the e5 square. That's a great square now that you've played g5 and diverted white's f-pawn. The problem is white can sack a piece, which he did. So knight takes e6 and takes, and queen h5 checks. So now the situation is getting extremely dicey for the black king. Notably, the squares around his king are very weak, and black's pieces are kind of an uncoordinated mess. On the bright side, he's up a piece. So now the move bishop b5. The idea of the point of which will become clear soon. So this is a book move. So Germán, he was familiar with this piece of literature, but not so deep. So bishop b5, the point of which will become clear very soon. And now king g7. So I'm trying not to get checkmated right away. And the point of king g7 is if knight e5, well, white can castle, king g7, and then bishop g3. And this is why white played bishop b5, because now you can't reinforce the knight on e5, which is holding black's position together by protecting notably the f7 square. So king g7 immediately, because I know, okay, so white castles, that's coming. And now knight e5. And so I believe the move here for white, the move is bishop g3, and there's some book, I don't know if it's book or whatever computer analysis that I had done. Now you can't move this knight to support the knight on e5. The queenside knight can't support him because of the bishop on b5. And there's some crazy analysis. I had a game recently, and I kind of stopped playing the line. Knight g6. I'm going to go a little quick. This did not happen in the game. So rook takes a6 and rook f7. King takes and queen takes. And now the book line goes something, the computer line goes like this. And now I believe after rook d1, white has almost a winning advantage. Even though he's down a piece, black just can't get any of his pieces out. And his king is just going to be chronically weak. There's no pawns to hide behind. So that did not happen. So knight e5, and he played rook f6, which just loses on the spot. So he's already sacked a piece, so now he sacks a rook. I mean, the move makes sense. You know, he wants to stick the rook in and create some more threats. Bishop g3 is just a lot better. So bishop takes and king f8 and f7. And so now I played queen b6 check because I wanted to, obviously, you know, he plays f7. It opens up on my king. And so queen b6, so okay. And now I wanted to lure the white bishop away from h4. So that was the idea with the check, a little subtlety in the position. So I played bishop e8, and I think white just lost here. He's down a rook, and his attack is kind of fizzling out. So bishop e8, now knight takes f7, and he played bishop d4. So he was just really trying to make it extremely complicated. Didn't quite work out. King takes e8, so now I'm up a rook and a piece, but he can take my rook on h8, which he didn't. But, you know, bishop takes, and I don't know. I mean, let's just say knight c6, calm move, or bishop d7. Black, you just want to just be extremely calm and defend very well. You don't want to let the wind slip out of your hands in this position. So knight d5, sacking another piece, which I took. So now I'm up a rook and two pieces, but my king doesn't have a lot of friends in front of him. He's a little lonely. So queen c4, maybe this was not the best move in the world, but I think it just gets it done. I mean, he's got rook e1 check was a move. Rook e1, I think I was intending king f8. And now if bishop takes, this was the point of queen c4, is I wanted to play queen g4 and exchange queens. And I guess, you know, I'm going to win this game. It's up two pieces for like 2 pawns or something. So queen c4, and he played bishop takes, and immediately I just played queen g4, which forces a queen trade. And, you know, when you're up this kind of crazy amounts of material, it's like, you know, give some back and just, you know, don't get checkmated embarrassingly. So rook e1, king f8, and now the game is essentially over. He fought on for a little bit, but with no queens, you know, it's not going to get checkmated, so it's going to be okay. h3, kind of going through. I just snatch a pawn, why not? And in this position, Della Morte, he resigned because he's down 2 pieces, and it's just going to mop it up. So I kind of got away with one because that line is not exactly sound. But I just, you know, figured it was worth a shot. I like to play cards, you know, a little gambling going on. So, yeah, just a nice bit of preparation led to a nice tournament win. So this is Will Stewart from OnlineChessLessons.net, and thanks for tuning in.